Yes. Hello, fire starters. It is January 14th, Team Zoom night, and we are going to cover a bunch of stuff. So we're going to debrief a little bit what happened at Super Weekend, and then we're going to kind of dig into sponsoring coaches and placement and what the binary system means and all that jazz, because it gets kind of confusing and it does change as you build rank, but it's a good thing to know as you start, and then as you guys progress, we can dig deeper into like the minutia of it. So we were actually just talking about a newer coach on the team who is active military, and Wendy brought up a good point. If your husband is active military and they're currently active, if you have an active military spouse, you can get free business fee. They get a free business fee. If they are at any point were in the military and they have their orders, they're like getting out of the Army orders, it's called a DD 214, they can get free business service fee for life. So it's really good. I had a lead and he's now a discount coach because he gets Shakeology every month. And I was like, you should get the discount and not pay a business fee. There's like literally no point. So sometimes it takes a little talking to them about the fact that they don't have to coach and they're literally throwing $16 a month out the window. But it's a really nice thing that Beachbody does for our military personnel. So I was going to go to things. So the Fruit Punch launches in February for the Energize, which I'm super excited about. I do love the lemon, but I like to switch up flavors too. There are some people who did not like or like aren't huge fans of the yellow lemon, whatever they call it. So this is a good opportunity to have some flavors. We're also trying, I think, to start compete with Spark, which is Advocare's pre-workout that is not as good quality as ours, but they have multiple flavors. So this will help kind of, if people are super set on their flavors there, help them to switch over to. They announced Morning Meltdown, which is our big summit-ish launch this year. So it's Jericho, which I'm super excited about because she's my girl. And it's going to be, I think, simple, kind of like Lift 4, so simple lifting and HIIT type of things. 100 days. I think the goal is for the 100 days to be in a row, but the goal is just to also finish the 100 days. So you can, as we get more information, we'll know more about it, but you can like tell if they need to take Saturday off, they'll just finish their 100 days later. It's to the beat, which most of our workouts aren't anymore. So it's for anyone who's super into music, this is really good. They're going to speed it up. They're going to slow it down. They say there's a live DJ. I'm pretty sure there's a live DJ off stage and then an actor playing the DJ on stage, but there is live music, which is fun. The cast looks fun. So there's that. It goes on sale. It's kind of like the pattern that Lift 4 actually was last year. So it goes on sale July 1st. The VIP access starts July 29th, and then it'll just be in the regular catalog October. But we shouldn't have the competing things like we did this year because we had the Shift Shop relaunch at the exact same time. So that shouldn't happen, which is helpful. Transform 20 started today. They announced, 3-day refresh is on sale for January, so it's 10% off of all 3-day refresh kits and $20 off the Shakeology 3-day refresh challenge pack, which is really good this time of year because people who haven't yet started their gym thing for their New Year's resolution, or people who have and are kind of like already hitting a plateau, 3-day refresh is a great kickstart for that. Team Cup starts in February, and Wendy was talking to me about this. So Team Cup is something they do a couple times a year. It used to kind of be quarterly, and now they change it. Like last time, instead of doing Team Cup, they did the Make Your Mark. I think last November they had us partner with one other coach, and Wendy and I did it. And I can't remember what it was called. Something like Make Your Mark. But the goal is to just help as many people as you can in that month, and then there's prizes for the team. So you get a prize if you hit Success Club, and then you get more prizes, the number of people on your team that hit Success Club, and then there are prizes for like the top 10 Team Cup winners, and then the number 1 team, everybody goes out to Santa Barbara and gets to go to headquarters and gets celebrated by the whole staff. Canada usually wins. I'm hoping a U.S. team wins this year, but it's just kind of a fun incentive to push this time of year. It's 5 coaches. You can only have 1 lifetime diamond per team, so we can split the fire starters up as we need to among the different lifetime diamonds. And as we do this, as you guys are building your teams, it's fun to put new coaches there and like have a mix of new coaches and old coaches, because it does push people to do a little bit more that month, and you can kind of make competitions. I'm going to post today, I have like some fun team cut bingo cards and stuff that you can do just to make it a little bit more fun. They went over, if you were at Super Weekend or you watched the video, they went over kind of the road to elite again, which we did in our last call. And for those of you who have specific goals, which if you're building a business, you should fall somewhere on there by the end of the year. And the first level is not super hard to achieve, which is good. Team builder, team leader, premier, and elite. So there's less different rungs to try to figure out, which is nice, and it kind of combines things. If you have questions, you can ask your sponsor, or you can reach out to me, like what would be a good goal for me, and then kind of reverse engineer what the heck does that mean? Like, okay, I need 25 leadership points. What is that? And what does that really break down to per month? I was trying to see. They're phasing out some of the DVDs. That's the last thing I want to say. Because there are some people who still want DVDs, especially for travel. That's not going to tell me what it is right now. That's fine. I'll tell you if it pops up. They did the Success Club rewards. So last time we only really knew like what the 6-month rewards were, because they launched the new Success Club system at Summit. You used to get just something every month that you hit Success Club, and it would sometimes be like a webinar with a personal development guru. Sometimes it would be a bobblehead. Sometimes it would be a shirt, hat. So month 1 is a tanker t-shirt. Month 3 is Beachbodyopoly. My thing just disappeared. There's a hat, a bag, and then like a rolling duffel is if you hit all 12 months. And it doesn't have to be consecutive. Like if you can get any of the 6 months in the year and still qualify for the 6-month Success Club thing. So I think that's most of it. There'll be more launches. They'll announce something probably at the April Super Saturday. If you don't have your tickets for April Super Saturday, get them. Denver is like almost sold out, which is crazy. I think we're going to have to get a bigger venue. If you ever want to come to Denver and you're not in Denver, come. You can crash at my house. We have Danielle Natoni coming. She is in the top 10. This is her first year in the top 10, which is really exciting because she's been a coach for almost a decade. But she's been the CEO award winner. She is a 15-star diamond going for 15-star in her second CBC. She's in the Insanity workouts. She is like on fire and intense. She actually met her husband doing Insanity. Like they're both in the workouts. She's a super fun lady. So there's that. And then they'll announce, oh, that's the other thing. Okay, Ultimate Fix is coming out. So we have to be a little bit careful with the wording there because it sounds a lot like Ultimate Reset, but it's Ultimate Fix. It's going to be really comparable to 2B Mindset and Setup. So it'll be on the nutrition app. She has videos. There'll be like 100 new recipes. They're going to redo the actual workouts and do them in real time with the cast, which people like. There'll be an exclusive test group with Autumn. That's February, right? I think it's February. I'll like just put up a highlight of all the different dates because there's a lot of dates again. 2B Mindset still on sale. It's on there now. Okay, so those are the highlights really of Super Weekend. They're really wanting people to start using the Success Club system for tracking, which is really great. It's up in our page. Super helpful. And then I put up specific trackers depending on where you want to fall on the road to elite because your actions per day are a little different. The bigger your goal, the more you have to accomplish kind of in the week. So, okay, does everybody understand that we're a binary system? Kind of. So multi-level marketing companies, there's really 2 ways they do it, either binary or like unilevel. And people go back and forth about which is better. I think that the binary system is better. If they're unilevel, like if they're flat, like Prove It is unilevel, you don't get credit for your downline. after just a couple people. You only get credit the more people you add to the side, where with us, every person you add and every person they add, you get credit for volume. So it just builds and builds and builds on itself. And that's also why we get the team volume bonuses, because you have to mentor people to be successful. So Trina always calls it like a mentorship bonus. When you're first building, the goal is Emerald. I know Selena has a goal of Emerald coming up. And that's just putting one coach on each side. And then as you build, the one thing that you really have to check for is to make sure that you're ending up always on the outside leg. Because every time you add somebody, they have an inside leg and an outside leg, and you can accidentally put someone under somebody else's inside leg, and then they don't get credit for the volume. Does that make sense? It gets a little bit complicated. I see faces that are confused.
So, I mean, we just put one on the right and put one on the left, right? I mean,
right, it is. But sometimes, like, if you put it on the left side, it won't necessarily go on an outside spot. So
what does that mean?
Yeah,
so,
I don't get that, I guess.
Here, see if I can draw a picture.
So you have two legs, but on your legs, you have an inside and an outside?
Well, like, okay, so can you see my little picture?
Yep, no, I can.
Okay. So, like, if I am adding to this leg, I could accidentally put someone over here.
But you're gonna put somebody over there eventually, right?
Why? Yeah. Why is that bad?
Always add to the outside.
Well then, I don't know if I'm doing it right then.
You are doing it right. I would have corrected you. That's why we're just going through this today. You'll always add to, because your inside leg becomes kind of your responsibility to build, and then those coaches. And that's why you have a strong leg and a weak leg. Because your strong leg is whatever leg your sponsor is adding coaches to consistently, whatever leg you end up on there. So like Wendy's on my right, Jordy's on my left. They're kind of balanced out right now, which is good. And they both end up getting volume because your strong leg gets added to by a ton of people, and your weak leg, you're adding a ton to, and those people add. So wherever you end up, it works out, but because you don't have people above you on your weak leg, you end up responsible for like that side. So you don't want to add to other people's weak legs like here, because then your coach, you'll always want them on the outside. So like, even though we alternate, like as you get to diamond, you need 4 coaches on each side. You just always alternate the outside leg.
See, I just set it to put it to the right, put it to the left. Am I not?
No, that's fine. That's fine for now. I think it gets more complicated as you get like a second CBC. Like that means Coach Business Center. I'm using jargon. So you get to diamond, you have 4 coaches on each side, and one of those coaches on each side is an emerald themselves. Sometimes those are business builders. Sometimes I have emerald discount coaches because they order so much volume that I've had them sign up like a husband and a daughter who's over 18 because it saves her money that way, but she ends up being an emerald. Usually it's a business builder, but it's emerald. And usually you sign up your spouse or someone close to you for a couple different reasons. So we can talk about that next. One of the first persons that you add to get to emerald is that person's spouse, mom. It's better if they're in your household because you'll benefit more income-wise if it goes into your bank account. We put them on the weak leg because that's where we are adding volume. And then when you eventually build their business center, it increases volume there, and they'll end up being one of your diamond coaches eventually. But the reason that we sign up spouses is because without working the business, they can start eating. They can start eating. They can start earning team volume bonus there. And so you want them as high up on the tree as you can, because then the more volume will be underneath them on that side. So Scott is the top person on my left side. And he was one of my emeralds to get to diamond. And then you do want to build, like it's a good goal to have all of your coaches get to emerald. The stronger the stack, the better. But that's why we have coaches up there. If you talk to the elite and premier coaches, their husbands aren't working, but they earn half the volume bonus that they do. So it's kind of a loophole for free money. it's just a smart way to do it. So if it's a mom or a sister, because some people are not married, then that's fine too. It doesn't have to, it just means that they'll benefit. And sometimes, like, my mom is a coach on my weak leg, and she makes a little bit of money, but she doesn't want it. And so she gives it back to me. I mean, eventually she'll retire and I'm going to make her take it, but that's where we are at right now. So that's, spouse on your weak leg, and then you build. So the next goal is emerald. That's one on each side, usually the spouse and some other one. It can be a discount coach. It can be a business builder. When you build to diamond the first time, you'll have a lot of discount coaches. It's just kind of the way that it starts out. Because not everybody, even if they say they're going to run, not everybody runs. So you get to diamond, and then once you get to diamond, the next kind of goal is to get to 2-star, because that's the next level where you get increased benefit. That's the first level that we are allowed, like, that we get to have a part of the bonus for all of the profit for the company. So 2-star, I can't remember exactly what, it's like 0.01% or something, and it's split between everybody who reaches that level. It's usually between $800 and $1,000 per quarter, which is a really nice benefit. So you have to hold it for 6 weeks, and you have to be qualified for it on the day that the qualification period ends for the quarter. The other great part about hitting 2-star is you get to open another business center under your own name, which we're the only MLM in all of it that does that.
So tell me what that means exactly. I mean, does that mean you're starting fresh, building like just another, and not your, not your husband?
No, it's like signing up your husband, but it's you. Like, you are yourself again. The great part about it is that almost everything rolls up to your first one. So you can build rank there. Like, you'll build that to diamond so that you'll be one of your own diamonds. But like, Success Club points roll all the way up. So it's not like you're like, oh God, like when you choose between your husband or yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, he's going to get the points and I'm not. When you do it under your second business center, it rolls up. Volume rolls up. So as you're trying to qualify for maybe Premier or Elite, and those are leadership points, those roll up. So that's really nice.
But right now, the way I have it set up in Jerry's on my left leg, those Success Club points don't roll up.
No, those won't, because he's like a different person. But when you open another business center, it'll be your social security number. All of it is the same. It's just a bonus to be able to build yourself again, because it's easier to build yourself than to teach other people to build themselves. So, and then when that one gets to 2-star, you can do it again. I think in Beachbody, you can have up to 25 business centers under yourself. Nobody has that many, but that's like the max cap out for that. And I am learning about that now because our team is pretty close to 2-star. And from what I am, and this is like kind of way above our heads, but you put your second business center on the inside leg of your spouse. So when you get there, we'll talk about that. Yeah. It's just strategically and money-wise, that's what it is. So that's when it starts to matter, when you pay attention to where you're putting people, because if you're on your husband's inside leg and you're like just saying left or right, in your second CBC, they may not be looking. So that's when it's good. You can go to graphical genealogy in the sponsorship drill down, and then you can like actually click on a person's picture, like the little outline of the person, versus just saying left or right leg. So it's going to end up in the right spot. And you do have 5 days. I think it's 5 days to switch somebody. So if for some reason, and I always check, you guys know, I'm like, you need to move that person. So we have 5 days to fix it if it's not like, oh shoot, I did it wrong and I'm stuck forever. So that's that. And then beyond that, that's where strategy comes in for placement. And I'm not going to go super far into this because none of us are quite there yet. But like, I have just printed off my goals, which you can't see, but you have to, like, when you hit 4-star, let's say 4-star or 3-star, you can have 2 coaches on one side or 3 coaches on one side and 1 coach on the other. It doesn't have to be even. When you get to 5-star, you have to have at least 2 on one side and 3 on the other. So you can't have like 4 and 1. So that's when you start having to be a little bit more strategic about where you're putting specific people. Like you do have to kind of guess if they're going to run or not, because you may be putting people on your strong leg, even though, and if this doesn't make sense to you, the more you hear it, it will. But you, like right now I have a new coach signing up, and she is already like a thriving health coach in the San Francisco Bay Area. And she wants to add Shakeology to all of her clients. So I'm like, okay, do I put her on my left leg, which is my weak leg, because that's going to be a lot of volume, or do I put her on my right leg, because eventually I'm going to need another diamond over there. If I'm going to go for a 5-star, I need another diamond on that side. So that's when it's good. If you don't know, ask me, ask your sponsor. If I don't know, I ask one of my, like I'm friends with Teresa, and Trina will help me because they've been in it longer and they've done it, and guessing is not good. So that's when it's good to ask and just bounce ideas off of them. Okay, what questions do you have so far? Anything? You're just like all look glazed and confused.
What does it exactly mean to be a 2-star?
Okay, so if you are a diamond, and then anything beyond diamond is a star diamond of some level. So like right now I'm qualifying for 1 star because you're a diamond. So I have a diamond underneath me, and diamond, if you hit diamond, you're automatically a lifetime diamond. The only time it doesn't count is for, if you're going for right now team, well, you're going for premier, but team leader, because you are a team builder. You have to hold diamond for at least 6 weeks to qualify for that level in the leadership ladder. But like when you go to Summit, when you go to Super Saturdays, any other recognition, you are a lifetime diamond. Beyond that, you have to hold each qualification for 6 weeks for it to count. So I won't technically be a 1-star diamond until you're a diamond for 6 weeks. And then 2-star would be 1 diamond on each side underneath me. So that'd be 2 stars. 3 stars is obviously uneven. 4-star can be uneven. And then 5-star is when you have to have at least, I'm not doing the math right, 2 on one side and 3 on the other. So many fingers. 2 on one side and 3 on the other. I like to look like I have, let's see if I can turn it. Let me see my papers. I printed off like from the comp plan, because it also lists what else you have to qualify. So like for diamond, you have to have 4 on each side. For 2-star, I have to have at least 12 active coaches. So each time it increases. And then I also, for 1-star, I have to have 100 and something PV per month instead of 90. So all of those increase a little bit too. So it just helps me to always look at this, because I've had people too who had enough coaches or had enough diamonds, but then didn't. My first sponsor was going for the 10-star bonus, and she had enough diamonds, but she didn't realize she needed 25 active coaches, so she didn't get the 10-star bonus. So that's when you start having to, and those bonuses count big. Those are big. So for those of you who don't know, we've talked about it a little bit, but each level, so 2-star gets a bonus, 5-star gets a bonus, 10-star gets a bonus, and 15-star gets a bonus. Whatever level you are, you get that bonus and all the bonuses below it. So each one is like 0.01 of the company. So this last bonus, the 15 stars, got $70,000. That's quarterly, and that's not dependent on like your commission or your team volume. That's just based on rank.
How much?
70,000.
For
Dang.
15-star diamonds?
Uh-huh.
We had Jamie Shepard.
Yeah.
She was one of our keynote speakers at Super Saturday. So.
She's sweet. She's a super sweet person. And then 10-star is usually like 40 something that you get. And then 5-star is less, like, but because you get all of them combined. And it also depends on what the profit is for the company that quarter. So that's why it kind of ranges. Like 15-star has been anywhere from like 63 to 75,000 quarterly on top of just what your normal paycheck is. So that may not be a goal of yours. That's fine. But like 2-star for me, $1,000 to $2,000 extra money in the quarter would be fantastic. So it's definitely a really nice perk to have. But I like I printed off the next 2 goals. So 2-star is my like reachable goal. 5-star is my kind of push goal. I'd like our team to be elite this year. So that's where we're going. That's where we're pushing. So it's good to know like what you're like have a reachable goal that you're like, okay, I can do this. And then we call it a vomit goal. Have a vomit goal about where you'd really like to go. And then reverse engineer and have it up there so you don't miss kind of any of the little details about it. But at the beginning, it's not easy, but it's, you look and you're like, okay, emerald, I need 1 left, 1 right, spouse, friend, whatever on my weak leg. And then you just put them on the outside, 4 on each side for diamond, emerald. It's better to have more than 4 because the second someone doesn't order their Shakeology or someone decides they don't want to do it anymore, especially discount coaches are kind of like this, then you can drop rank. So you want to make it solid. I know, Jordy, you're doing something. I'm like, Jordy.
No, I have a girlfriend who just found out I met Joel.
Oh.
Like, is he this, that? I'm like, oh my gosh, calm yourself down. He is married.
Yeah.
And she's married.
Yeah. People are super so in Denver, we had Joel come. This is totally off topic, but we have VIP. So there's like special extra things you can get. And so some of our VIP, there's different levels of VIP, but if you were VIP and you brought extra people with you, you got to work out on stage with him and then you got to come to lunch with us. And so they were like, the 2 of them sat on either side of them and one of them was such a fangirl and it was really fun. And she drank 3 whiskeys and she got like a little bit too friendly. But it's funny because I'm not like, to me, and this is what I love about Beachbody, is that most of the trainers are just normal people. And there are some celebrities that I would probably freak out if I met, but I'm just not, like, I just think they're just human beings who would do a good job at what they're doing, whether they're singers or actors or whatever else. But there are some people who get so excited about the trainers. She was very excited.
Yeah, I don't get it. But anyway.
Yeah. Is she a coach yet? Because you should tell her she could meet him.
Oh, I did layer that, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That helps.
She was dropping some inappropriate things that was happening. That's why I was shaking my head. So.
It's funny. People are funny. Yeah. So where did that leave me? Yeah.
Well,
no,
go
ahead.
Sorry. Team Cup.
Okay.
Who can be on it? Because we have some diamonds. Is it lifetime diamond or is it?
Yeah, 1. And sometimes, okay, let me look. Because sometimes they change the rules, but it's usually 1 lifetime diamond per team. So you, me, and Jordy couldn't be on a team together.
Yeah. So I mean, I know Sarah wants to be on a team, and because she's not my personally sponsored, which I'm still kicking myself, I didn't put her on my right side.
I'm telling you, you'll build Jerry to diamond. So it's short term, she would have maybe gotten you to diamond faster, but long term, she'll get you the volume you need for income, which is what you want.
Yeah, but she could get me to 1-star diamond is what I'm thinking.
Could be.
She wants to run the business.
There's other people. Okay,
I know.
So now you can have 2 lifetime diamonds.
2 lifetime diamonds. And then, okay.
Oh.
So
1, and 2 can be 1-stars.
So we can't have the 3 of us on a team.
No. And I think it's usually better to spread it out anyway.
Yeah.
One person that has like slightly more experience and can talk about. You don't. Also, this, if people are asking, you don't.
Sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to have a diamond on a team. Some people are like, do we have to find a diamond? You don't have to have a diamond on a team. There's always a captain. That's the person who registers your team for the team cup.
And then all we're trying to do is hit Success Club, all of us, right? Isn't that kind of the goal? Okay. I was like, is there something bigger or is there?
No,
okay.
I mean, the goal is to get as many points as you possibly can. So the
in 1 month?
Yeah. So the winning teams have between 5 people, well over 100 Success Club points. But I mean, they get crazy about it. Here we go. Earning points and rewards.
So, I know we talked about it on our Diamond team call.
Yes.
To me, this does not motivate me.
Okay. What?
But to me, I have different goals than, let's say, Wendy or Selena.
Yes.
I'm more into like building my team and like becoming a better leader, and like Success Club points, yeah, they bring me income, but it's not necessarily like steady income, like long lasting income.
Right.
I'm all about a team member and all, but like Trina said, like don't get caught up in like all these points.
Yeah.
So, like, have you done it, and what were your thoughts about it, and if you want us to do it?
Yeah. So my goals stay the same no matter what the month or the incentive is. That's just kind of how I run. I think it's a great way when you have new coaches to get them excited about hitting Success Club, because it's just another incentive for doing it. Success Club is important because that's how we build the residual that gets us our retail commission anyway. So for me, hitting 3 to 5 new people who are staying on Shakeology or staying on whatever other health thing will benefit them is important. So that I use that as my gauge. I'm never going to be a Success Club 42 person. Also because I'm spreading it between myself, Scott's Business Center. Like the second I hit 5, I'm putting somebody under Scott, because for me, that gets me more income. Because we'll get the commission for the sale, then he'll get credit for volume and I'll get credit for volume. So that's what I would say that way. But I'm not one who, like, I'm not driven by getting to go to corporate. I mean, I would love to see it. And I want to, when I go to like one of the leadership conferences, you get to go see it, but I'm not like, oh, I get to go be celebrated. I also don't like being the center of attention. So like doing the warm up in front of 400 people was a lot for me. Luckily, something got messed up and we had to show a video for part of it. So I was like, whew, I don't have to talk the whole time. So yeah, go with, like, figure out what your goals are and go with them that way. But like you said, know that there may be someone on your team who wants to run and is super driven by recognition this way, which is why they do it. Some people are driven by rank and some people are driven by income. I started out just wanting to take my business online, and then I've just fallen in love with mentoring people. So and then you realize like that's actually how you build like a super sustainable bigger income is by doing that.
But I think it's a good way. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
A good way to just boost like morale with your coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get my team, together, and Selena wants to try, and Audrey and me and Sarah and Mandy, and we're all kind of in a gung-ho, let's just all hit Success Club this month. It's just a good way to get everyone going. So,
and it's fun because then you can like high five each other, or like we have a business builder thread for my PS coaches, and so like we check in each other on that way. It's just another opportunity to check in, or like, what are your conversations today? Like she said, it builds morale. I did just look it up. So if you by yourself get Success Club, you get a portion fixed cutting board. If everybody hits Success Club, you get a thermal shirt for Transform 20. If you all hit 10, you get a pop-up shade tent. I don't even know what that is. Team Beachbody pop-up shade tent. If you're one of the top 5 teams, you also get a windbreaker. So this is the same kind of thing. Like if you hit them, you get all of the stuff. And then if you are the champion, you get the VIP trip to Beachbody headquarters, which includes your airfare, your lodging, your grand transportation, your meals, and you get to work out with a super trainer there at quarters. You get engraved on the cup, which looks like the Stanley Cup, like the big hockey one. That's what it looks like. And then you get on-stage recognition at Summit. So they'll bring the whole team up to talk. I was like, who's there in the corner? Yeah, so, and then there are winners by region, like they'll do the top 10 in the West. So yeah, they just like to do little things to incentivize people that are driven by that. And that's the other thing. So as you hit ranks, you get recognized at Summit for rank. Starting diamonds don't walk the stage, but star diamonds do. Star diamond, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, they all walk. 15 stars get a much bigger recognition. Old 15 stars, new 15 stars. As you hit, for those people who are hitting 15-star in multiple business center, they also get a bonus. I think they get a $25,000 bonus just for hitting it. There's only a couple of people that have hit it more than one time. But it's getting more common, so who's to say? And then you get like tags at Summit. And then this year is different. The first year I went to Summit, everybody was in general sessions together. So half of the day, if you're not signed up for Summit, you got to come to Summit. We have hotel rooms. We'll bunk together. We split the cost. It's not super expensive, at least from Denver to fly to Indianapolis, unless you wait till the last second like we did. And it's so much fun, and it's so much energy. And they put so much, like, you don't understand till you go there when there's opening session and they've hired like singers and dancers and fireworks. And it's like a crazy show. Carl's usually playing the drums because they're all musicians, so they're doing music. It's just fun. But the first year, everyone was the same, that you would do one huge big session, and that's where the keynote speakers were. So they've had Brendan Burchard and comedians, and they've had, who came last year? What was that guy's name? The guy from the Happiness Advantage came. This year, Rachel Hollis is coming, which is huge. So that will be like in the big football stadium. So we'll all be in there at the same time. And then it used to be you signed up for like a room, and then there were 20 to 30 minute sessions that they would teach you about something that was related to that year. So we've had Instagram trainings and onboarding coach trainings and building business builder trainings and how to schedule your month trainings. All of those are there. That was the first couple years. 2 years ago, they started that if you were 2-star and above, you had a separate training because like I said, your daily activities kind of changed because you're much more heavily focused on mentorship. And this year they've broken it down even more. So there's like a coach training, a diamond training. I don't look specifically. And then I don't think they've put like 3 to 15 stars together. I think they've broken it up again somehow. And that's like in the convention center. I was going to say in little rooms, but they're still gigantic. They have TV screens. Other fun part about Summit is there's more celebrity trainer workouts. So it used to be you signed up for one every day, but now like 26,000 people come. So you pick one workout to go to. And they range from 6 to 9 a.m. or 6 to 8 a.m. usually in the morning. And it's fun. It's still a really big room. People get up at like 3 in the morning to be at the front of the stage. We did not. We got there at a decent time. But it's fun to work out. It's live. It's really fun to work out. Jordy, you did it for the first time this weekend. So it's really fun to work out with the trainer live. And then on Saturday, we all get up ridiculously early to work out at 6 a.m. in the street. If you've never worked out with 20,000 people, it is an experience. It is loud, but fun. Every single trainer will do. Oh, am I frozen or are you frozen? I'm probably frozen. Can you see me? Okay. Every trainer does a part. So the workout ends up usually being an hour and a half. And they all take like 15 or 20 minutes. So it's just super fun. Trying to think what else. Do you guys have more questions? It's a 7:45. Look at that. Do you have more questions about like how to look at your coaches as you build, or how placement, when to put people where?
Okay, so I just want to clarify because I think I actually understand part of this now.
Yay!
I want to put my husband on my weaker leg because he's just building volume. Mm-hmm. And I want hopefully my sister-in-law to be on my outer leg because she will hopefully build something from that.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and
you see part of it, Wendy. I get it.
So Selena is on my left leg. So she needs to put her husband on the right leg, correct? Mm-hmm. That's what we decided?
Yes.
Yes.
And if I look at it and it doesn't
that'll
look
be my weak leg.
Yeah. Let Caitlin check it out and make sure, but I think she already did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. So yeah, weak leg also is just a terrible word. It just means the leg that has less volume.
Yeah.
And ideally you kind of set it up to be a 2-to-1 ratio, because our cycle, like when you get a cycle bonus, it's every 300 points. You have to have 200 on one side and 100 on the other to equal that 300, and then you get a bonus based on rank. So emeralds get $14 every cycle bonus. I don't even know what ruby is because no one ever hits that. I did actually. I was actually a ruby.
I got my ruby thing too.
Yeah. Woo woo. That just means you got emeralds but not enough coaches, which getting other people to emeralds is usually the harder part. So ruby is like it's a super elusive rank that no one usually hits. And then as a diamond, you cycle $18 each time. It's like an extra $4 each time, which really adds up. My cycle bonus is now bigger than my commission. So it starts to be bigger, which is nice. And then also once you get to diamond, you get a matching bonus. So like when one of your PS coaches, so like when Jordy or Wendy cycle and they get their bonus, I get 10%. So I get like $1.80. But that also starts to add up. And so this is another thing, like for your team volume, there's a cap, and it's based on rank as well, like how much you can earn in your team cycle bonus per week. I think emerald is $250 and diamond $1,000. Not really sure. But that increases per rank. There's no cap to matching bonus. So that's a place where the upper echelons are making a ton of their money. And that's something in Denver, I'm going to record it because I think it's going to be really good. But in April, our VIP session is like breaking down the comp plan and like really understanding how to take the most advantage of it. And there are some different trains of thought on how to best do it. Some people go for rank and some people go completely for income. So if you're going for rank, you're going for 15 star. If you're going for income, they'll tell you to stop at like 9 or 10 star. Because like I just told you, the team volumes bonus has a cap, and after 10 star, it doesn't get bigger. Like you cannot earn more cycle bonus. So they'll tell you to stop there and then to start plugging into your other business centers and getting them to 10 star, because you'll potentially make more income. But then you also don't get those bigger bonuses. So it's like kind of like this. And some people are more rank and recognition driven. And so like being 15 star and walking the stage and getting all of that stuff is like super important to them. And some like don't care. And they're like, I'm just going to like keep digging and figure out how to make the most money. So there's that. But anyway, I will record it because I think it's going to be really good. And we're going to have Danielle Natoni help us a little bit with that VIP session. She had to make some changes in her business. She's the head master trainer for the Insanity Live. So there are certain master trainers for all of the live programs, and they're by region. And then there's one that's the head of it for all of it. And so Doug Moss said to her, like, if you want to be 15 star, you have got to take a step back from Beachbody Live because you cannot put this much effort into all of your things. And you have to like really, that's when you start paying attention to who's going where and how am I going to make the most money that way. I mean, that's not the goal, but this is a business. So it's smart to know how to do it the best that you can in that way as well, in addition to helping people. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else with that. It is kind of confusing until it clicks, which I'm excited that Selena, it's clicking in your head because you're like, what do you mean it's a tree? And there's like everybody has an inside leg. And like the coach I was talking to today, I'm like, if you've never been a part of it, and like 4 years ago when I did it, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. None. And then it just like the more you do it, the more it makes sense. And then that's why you have like don't be looking at 10 star yet, because that's way too confusing. Like look at what your next 2 ones are and figure that out and map that out, and then go from there. But yeah, usually I check my sponsorship drill down every day, because now I have over 100 coaches under me. They're not all mine, but I still look. But I do check my personally sponsored and their personally sponsored and their personally sponsored every day too, because like if Jordy drops rank, I drop rank. So if Jordy's Emerald drops rank, she drops rank, I drop. So it follows up the chain. So it's helpful to everybody to just keep on top of that. And like I said, people drop for all sorts of reasons. They have too much Shakeology at home, or they haven't paid their business fee. Like you'll see delinquent, and that means they're not paying their business service fees. If people don't pay for 90 days, their coaching account gets canceled. And sometimes and a lot of times actually, it's like, oh shoot, we had our credit card stolen. I just never updated the number. So that's good to check on. Or there are people who, and this has happened to me a couple times too, not as much recently, but like my credit card wouldn't go through for Shakeology, so they wouldn't try to run it again. And so I will go and I've had to update and be like, no, run it again. So it's not always that they chose to. So I always check in with those people. Did you mean to, like, do you have too much at home? If you do, it's totally fine. I just didn't want you to unintentionally get skipped this month or whatever. And people never mind you checking in on that. But that's why it's good to have like at least 2 emeralds on each side, because if someone for some reason drops, then you're safe. And why I like to have at least 6 coaches on each side, because you need at least 4, so you can have even 2 of them go inactive for a month and still be fine as you build diamonds. So does that help? Did I give you confusing information? I know it's a lot, but it does. It makes more and more sense, like the more you talk about it and the more you ask questions about things that don't make sense, figure it out. It's hard to read and figure out, so if you do have questions, reach out to your sponsor or to me, because looking at on a page doesn't always give you the answers that you want. So, yeah.
So a quick question.
Yeah.
If I have my husband under me and I would just use him to build volume with like energize, rehydrate, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So my sister-in-law, she only signed up just for Shakeology.
Okay.
So I'm going to work on getting her to be a coach so she gets a discount. If she never builds a team and I only have Holly and John, am I just a permanent emerald forever?
Yes, but you won't be, because you'll put more coaches under her, even if she doesn't.
Okay.
So it's each time we add, it's like when Wendy adds or when I add a coach, it goes under Wendy. She's not responsible for them, but
on my right side only.
On the right side.
Okay.
So like you'll still add your 4 PS to each side, whether she builds or not. And you'll just because it's discount. I have some people who have never built and they're just be on Shakeology forever. So she never got Beachbody On Demand.
Well, she did, but she prefers this other boot camp thing. She's out with her neighbors and blah, blah, blah.
Fine.
But she really just wanted Shakeology. So then I was like, well, crap, am I stuck at a permanent emerald forever?
No, you still get to build. She just, and that's the benefit of having family. Like my mom drinks Shakeology on and off, and when she doesn't, I order my beach bars under her. So you can do that. Like if she's gonna go inactive and you need her to be there, you can say like, I'm just like, can you order this and I'll pay you back or whatever. Like if it's for something that you need, don't spend money unnecessarily. Yeah.
But then if you have another friend that wants to do it and you put her on your
left
on the left side with her, then if she goes inactive, you still have them and you're still at them. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
That's like for me, I have
you have lots of coaches on.
I have like a whole bunch, like, on each side of just discount coaches, and then that keeps me at emerald.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is probably going to go at inactive, so.
And that, so that's what I said, like diamond is going to be mostly discount coaches because not 8 people are going to run with the business. It's just not going to happen. And so that's why every month they say, try to go emerald again, try to add 2 people. And those again, don't have to be business builders, like challengers who want to get a discount. The reason I asked about your sister-in-law is because if she's signed up for a challenge pack ever, we can get her coach sign up fee waived.
Right, and she did. She did the bot and Shakeology one, whenever it was.
So when she does the coach sign up, she can either choose to do it and get another challenge pack and some people do that because they want to get a discount on something else because we have those completion packs now or whatever. So she could potentially get a savings on Performance Line or whatever. If not, then she just gets to sign up for the $34.95 and it automatically gets reimbursed to her, which is nice because then you're not asking someone to like shell out more money just to get the discount. It is important to tell them, and I'm sure you and Wendy went over this, but like you will see 2 different charges every month. One will be like the $97 to $100 for your Shakeology, and one will be the $15.95.
Right.
Just because people are like, wait, you didn't tell me. So I try to be like super upfront about them, but then tell them like, even with that, you still save $17 a month on Shakeology. So it still benefits you to do it this way. And then you get access to extra resources if you want to, and you could sign people up and never have to coach them and still get commission for it. So I have some discount coaches who have signed up customers under them. I don't let them, but some people will say like, refer your people to me. I never do that. I'm like, I'll get credit for your volume and I don't. I mean, they can still be in my group. I'll coach them, but I don't feel like I need to sign them up as my customer. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, Selena, if your sister-in-law does want to do that, just say, you'll get charged the $39 coach fee, but we'll reimburse you within like a week, and we just have to fill out a form. And as long as she bought that initial challenge pack, we just need to figure out what the date was she bought that, and then it's an easy form. I've done it a lot, so. Yeah,
you can see it in your back office. I always do it for them rather than have them do it themselves. And usually it gets reimbursed before they're ever even really charged. So it ends up being fine. So you've talked to her then about signing up?
Yes and no. I kind of, when she first signed up, we talked about it a little bit, but she was like, no, I don't want to coach. I don't want to coach. And I was going to explain to her how you don't have to coach.
Yeah.
But I just kind of left it at that, just kind of at least putting the bug in her ear.
Yeah.
And then this week I'll call her and really talk to her about it.
Perfect. Yeah. It's always good to plant the seed first because humans automatically say no first. It's like part of our nature to be like, no, not safe. No. But it's true.
I know. I was like, there's really no catch. You're just going to save $17 a month.
Throwing money out the window.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's awesome. And then your husband, because I always say to people, don't sign your husband up until you sign someone else up, because it just doesn't benefit you a lot. But especially if you're ordering other things like Performance Line or bars, it just saves you money. You make money. They make money. It just is better overall. So yay. And then it's good. Like, I haven't really talked to Selena in a bit about her goals. Like, do you have goals past Emerald? Are you shooting for Diamond? Like, where are you? What's your?
Honestly, I have no idea. I just met with Wendy the other day, and I really don't know. I'd say, if anything, I'm definitely more income driven. So I think it would have to be once I start seeing it,
Right.
I think it would drive me more. But a lot of it too is just helping Wendy. I want Wendy to go up in rank too. And so of course I'm willing to go to Emerald so she can have a higher rank too. But honestly, I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
That is fine too. And it's when you build Diamond, depending on how you build it, like some weeks are super strong and some weeks aren't super strong. Like the last week of the month is pretty much always the highest paycheck, because that's when everybody's selling challenge packs for their next challenge. And so maybe the second week it doesn't look as high, but it does like steadily build, especially if you're also aiming for Success Club and you're signing up 3 to 5 people. Even if one of them stays on Shakeology for a long time, then you're making $33 a month just on that. So it just like compounds.
Yeah. So I mean, really the only way to make income though is to have, 3 new people every month. That's kind of how I'm seeing, my growth and income. It's just,
Yeah. So what the thing, and Wendy was there, but like the thing that Keyshawn said is like, you have to have acquisition, retention, and then duplication if you're building a team. So like you can bring people on 3 to 5 each month, but if you don't keep them, then you don't get that residual base building. So you're just going to each month get $90 on, or about $90, a little bit more on Shakeology. But if you have, like, if you did 3 people, so if you had 36 people sign up for the month or for the year, and they all stayed on Shakeology, that'd be 36 times $30 a month. So like, that's how it really builds. So we do need to work on continuing to get people results and having them understand like the benefits of, one, because it helps you build money, but one, because it actually is really good for them. Like, I don't want to negate that part either. Like, it's important to help people. And even the health coach I was talking to today, I get a little weary talking to Fit Pros, and she's like a holistic nutrition person, because they have a lot of walls up about what's out there. And so I was like, oh God, I gotta talk about Shakeology with her. But I put that on myself. She was like, oh, I'm so down with that. Like, I was like, it's great, because she understood the ingredients. She's like, I already spend $90 a month on my own shake as it is, just putting together those pieces. So just really educating people, and like in your challenge groups, I think Wendy and I have talked about like potentially coaching together in groups so that not everybody is off like with 1 to 2 people. And people are always welcome in my group, but like hinting when you're talking about your Shakeology that day, this is a totally different topic, but like adding in one thing you love about it, or why an ingredient is important. I was planning pretty soon to do a post that's like, why do I drink this shake? But like, I don't necessarily need to lose weight, and I don't necessarily have cravings for this or that, but like, even if I had hit all my goals, I would still drink this shake every day. So like letting people know, like, it's not just a healthier version of Slim Fast, because that's not what it is. So, because that's what people think, like, oh, I reached my goal, or I did a 21-day challenge and I drank the shake for the month, because that's what the rest of them are. Like Advocare, Isagenix, you drink it for whatever the period of time is for your, I don't know what they don't call them challenges, but like Advocare has a 24-day thing. Isagenix has a 30-day and a 60-day thing, whatever. So you do the supplements and the shake for that long and you're done. So it's just a different frame of mind to like, oh, this is like my vitamin and I'm going to drink it forever. So just letting them understand how different it is and why it's different, and that it's food, and because retention is huge. And then once you do build a team, it's like duplicating that. So eventually when you guys get to bigger rank, you'll have your own team calls. You'll still always be welcome on my calls. But that's how it builds. And that's why like I try to post like, this is how I'm inviting today, or this is the tracker I'm using, because the simpler we make it and the more easy it is. Or like my welcome email to challengers and my welcome email to coaches, is because that duplication just makes it easier for everyone to be successful all the way down. And that's how we build. Yay. So Jordy put up some other topics when I put up the what you want to talk about post. So we'll be doing some of those on the upcoming weeks, like how to tell your story efficiently, and can't remember the other ones, I wrote them down. How like inviting, we'll talk about inviting a little bit more. But if you have other ones, you don't have to find that thread. Like just either message me or post on the team page if you guys ever have questions, and then we can make it into a call. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the business, whether like on the business side and on the challenge group side. So I want to have value in these calls, and like have some kind of action that you guys can do it. So now you know what your action is, to set your close goal and your vomit goal. Maybe I'll ask everybody to tell me what those are when they get there. And then, like I said, if you have questions on the Road to Elite thing, because I would look at that, I would challenge you all to look at that, and see what would be a good goal for you this year. And then we can kind of reverse engineer it together.
I do want to say something.
Okay.
I feel like if I want to grow in this business, I have to invest in my business.
Yes.
Outside of like Shakeology.
Okay.
And so I took a really big step yesterday.
Okay. I'm like,
Joined the Rachel Hollis Business Coaching.
oh, that's awesome.
Yes, it's like, I want to say $65 a month. But I'll just try it out and see if it's
Yeah.
worth it. So I feel networking, online business stuff is a totally new ball game. I mean, I've always done it, but not to like sell myself essentially.
Right.
And so that's just a different ball game, and I feel it's intimidating, and there's a lot of things I don't know, and it takes a lot of time to Google things.
Yes, it does.
That Google, if you have a search bar, you can do anything.
Yes.
But if I could have a training done by someone that is a essentially billionaire,
Yeah.
has done it and been through it and has made mistake after mistake, that could
Mhm.
streamline it for me, I think
Yes.
it's worth it.
For sure.
And then I also have invested in the Chick Influencer by the Melanie Mitro and stuff. They're also doing their online, it's a private community that you get access to. I think it's $24 a month. But they do live trainings twice a week and like Q&A on Fridays. So
That's awesome. Yeah. And Wendy and I have talked about that before. Sometimes you have to look at what your goal is and be that person already, essentially. So like I hired an assistant before I could really afford it. But then my goal was like, okay, I have to sell enough challenge packs to at least cover what she's helping me do. So she doesn't do a lot right now. She does my graphics. So you guys see the graphics I put up for like Success Club and Volleyball, because I am a perfectionist and it would take me like 3 hours to make it look the way I wanted to. And I pay her $12 an hour. So she does it really fast. And I could like talk to how many people in that amount of time, So I do that. I have paid for like my follow-up and tracking system. And this also, like Selena, this also goes as you make money. Like don't spend money that you don't have. But like I have people help me with Instagram. I have signed up for masterminds kind of like that. So especially, and that counts as personal development too. So if there's different areas where you need that, or you feel like it will help you to push in other ways, then usually the return on investment is pretty high anyway. To join like masterminds and groups like that, or trainings. I've done, I think like that. I think it's a really good idea, but it is that idea of like sometimes stepping into where you're not quite yet, but it also then pushes you to get there. Like, okay, I got to make this back because I invested in this, so I'm going to do it. So that's awesome. Good for you. Are you making dinner right now?
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. We just finished before I started. So yeah, that's awesome. And if you guys have questions about, like, I asked Trina, like, what do you have your assistant do? Because obviously she has 3 assistants right now. Like she has someone who fills her gas for her in her car.
What?
Yeah. And like does all her, because she's like, well, one, she owns 2 clubs and teaches twice a day and does this business, and then is like head of Idea Fit for the Studio Summit. So it's like legit, she's like, I could make money while someone else is pumping gas for me. I'm like, so I'm not there. I probably will always pump my own gas, but like just like I used to have my person do the birthday messages for me, because I was like, I don't have time to do that right now. So, and that took her like 15 minutes. So it wasn't even, I pay her $12 an hour. So that went really fast, and that built my network each day. So it's smart to know what to ask for help, and like, is it appropriate at the stage you're at, or is it a waste? So you can always ask those things too. I think those things you said are really good though. Pretty much personal development and masterminding is always a good choice. So especially from people who, like you said, know what they're doing and have been through the mistakes and will help you not to make the same ones.
And even like little things like housekeeping, like having a housekeeper come in, or grocery shopping, or like investing. I'm not there yet, but the whole meal planning, I love meal planning, but it's time consuming.
Super time consuming.
And like usually it takes me about 2.5 hours on a Sunday, but this weekend it took me like 4 to 5 hours, and I wanted to pull my hair out because that was like 5 hours I could have spent building my business. And so I just kind of had like a gut check, like, okay, what do I need to do to get this a little bit more under control?
Mhm.
So there's tons of organizations out there that send you pre-packed meals for like lunch and dinner.
Mhm.
So I'm not there yet, but eventually.
Yes. Yeah, and that's, like I said, it's good to know, like, where can I save time and what's important that I still want to do. So when I was having my assistant message, it was because I copy and paste pretty much the same birthday message to everybody, but I would never have her message someone about their goals. Like, I would never have her do something that I feel like I need to be, like, when if they respond to the birthday message, then I respond. Like, I don't have her do that. So, but anything that is just like, I don't know. I used to have her add followers, like go like new people on Facebook or whatever, add friends on Facebook or whatever, because the time it would take me to research people. So I'd be like, could you please look at Fit Pros who did this or whatever, because it'll take me forever. So you just kind of pick and choose those things. So yay. All right, so I haven't picked the topic for next week, but it'll be one of the ones that Jordy listed probably, unless something strange pops up over the week. I think I will do the Power Hour on Wednesdays. I've been kind of trying to decide what I'm going to do for the new year because people work, so that's hard. Or I may sometimes too just pop up when I'm working and add a Zoom, and if people are able to hop on, they can or cannot, and that'll be more of like a work session plus just like question and answers, and these nights will be more focused. We'll have some guest speakers come on, so you can pick other people's brains and not always hear my voice. But yeah, that's the plan. So, okay, I'm going to post a recording. It takes Zoom forever up here to like upload it to my computer, and then I have to upload it to YouTube. So it takes me a little bit. But share it with your teams if you have teams who aren't on here. And then I'm going to ask you to write down your next goal and your vomit goal for the year. And then since my goal is elite, that means it's going to be a team effort, which I'm excited about. So I'll just keep you guys informed of like where we are as a whole team in the network, and points and what that means. Cause this is a learning curve for me because it's changed again. So that's where we're at with that. Thank you guys for taking time out of your Monday night. I know it's crazy and hard to do, so I really appreciate you being here. And yeah,
they're always worth it, you know.
Yeah, go team.
You going?
You know, I am getting some new swag ordered. I found an Etsy girl, so we can have shirts and hats.
Oh, speaking of girls that do that is Karen. That's what she does. She makes
well, I'd rather
shirts and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, next time.
Well, I haven't ordered them yet, so I'll talk to her.
Oh yeah. So message her, and then she's another one. I forgot to tag her on this call because she's doing well too. So
yeah. Yay. All right. Okay. So I will talk to you all soon. And since you're on this call, if you don't write down your vomit goal, I'm going to call you out.
Okay.
All right.
When are you supposed to have it done?
What?
When are we supposed to have it done?
Well, I'll post the recording and just ask for you to comment. So I'll give you a little while.
Like is this for a goal for the end of the year?
Yeah. Year goal. So your your next goal, like the reachable one that you can do if you just put in a little more effort, and then your year-long vomit goal.
Got it.
You can do it. All right. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.